Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Two topics for this video. The first one, Putin confidently claims that by the end of 2025, Russia will take over the entire territory planned, which will incorporate Zaporozhye, Luhansk, Donetsk, and Kherson. Crimea is already over there. That's the first topic. The second one is reportedly Russia plans and fails to launch Yars intercontinental ballistic missile. It was supposed to reported by the Ukrainians. The Russians tried this exercise that failed on two previous occasions to launch this ballistic missile with a radius of about 10,000 kilometers. So let's see what's going on over here. Let's start with the first topic about Putin. Ukrainska Pravda. Putin confident he can fully seize 4 Ukrainian oblasts by the end of 2025, Bloomberg. Bloomberg has reported that Russian leader Vladimir Putin, ahead of a phone call with US President Donald Trump, which is going to be in about an hour and 10 minutes, is confident that he has the advantage on the line of contact and will be able to fully capture 4 Ukrainian oblasts by the end of 2025. A reason that he is in no hurry to pursue a peace deal. This is a reason. Quote from Bloomberg, Putin is confident that his forces can break through Ukraine's defenses by the end of the year to take full control of 4 regions that he has claimed for Russia. That means the Russian president is unlikely, this is an interpretation right here, okay, is unlikely to offer a meaningful concession to Trump when the two leaders speak. Well, could be, but remember, when you speak with someone and someone said something, ask that person if that's a fact or there's an interpretation of a fact, or if is it real? Is it an assertion? What is it? Right now they say Putin said, "I'm confident I can do that," and you or some in this case, Bloomberg reached the conclusion that obviously due to that fact that Putin thinks is a fact, it's not a fact yet. Again, it's an assumption. Putin assumes that he can do that. But nevertheless, the mindset is that we're going to do that nevertheless. So these guys draw the conclusion, that's why these guys don't want to negotiate for a ceasefire. Well, I would say that they don't want to negotiate for a ceasefire because the Russians want the whole Ukraine, Europe, and North America. I can claim the same thing these guys claim with the same straight face. Now, could be true. Remember, Trump is not calling Putin because he is loving humanity and he wants the war to stop, as he said, because he would call somebody in the Middle East to stop the carnage there too, but he doesn't. He supports that. So that tells me it's a situational, it's a preferential justice. Now, what do we have here? Putin claims he can take those. I think Russia will take eventually. But they can discuss things as the Russians wanted in, if you remember, 2022. In October, November, December, and 2021. I'm sorry, I said this twice. All right, boom. 2021 in October, November, December, and January 2022. So, yeah, he doesn't want to talk. You want to talk? Come over. You want a ceasefire? My terms. Next one. Let's see how Russia planned and failed to launch an intercontinental ballistic missile, according to Kiev. Kiev, not the Americans. When the Russians or the Americans are testing a launch, a missile, and they're preparing for a launch, they inform many, how should I put it, many countries, many important partners about the launch. So they don't have a shaky finger or itchy finger to start a shit. So all these things are, if they're true, No, they are all previously agreed upon, not agreed upon. They let one another know for obvious reasons, so accidents don't happen. And the Ukrainians are the ones reporting, not the Americans. And I haven't seen any in the 3 articles that I have here ready for you, anything saying about the Americans saying anything. Yeah, it's the Ukrainians knowing about it. I don't think the Russians informed the Ukrainians. All right, why? For obvious size and importance reasons. Reuters. Russia plans to launch intercontinental ballistic missile, Kiev says. Not the US, Kiev. This is yesterday, 23 hours ago. So that was on the 18th. Kiev, Ukraine's military intelligence agency, said that on Sunday, Russia planned to conduct a training and combat launch of an intercontinental ballistic missile to intimidate Ukraine and the West. Really? The overnight launch was ordered to be implemented from Russia's Sverdlovsk region, the GUR agency said in a statement on a Telegram app. It added the flight range for the missile was more than 10,000 kilometers, 6,200 miles. And I'm quoting these guys, in order to demonstratively pressure and intimidate Ukraine and also European Union and NATO member states, the aggressor state of Russia intends to make a training and combat launch of the RS-24 intercontinental ballistic missile from the Yars complex, GUR said in a statement. There was no immediate comment from the Russia on the Ukrainian military intelligence statement. I don't see anything about the United States of America. Next. Right here, Pravda, this again. Russia plans to launch Yars intercontinental ballistic missiles tonight to intimidate Kiev and NATO. And these guys tell us that they do the same thing, 10,000 kilometers. But the GUR does not specify the target for which the launch will be carried out. But given that intelligence service characterizes the launch not as a training one, but a training and combat one, it is possible that they mean a launch against Ukraine, Kiev media writes. Okay. It's possible. It's possible maybe they send it to the moon. It's not going to get there, but anyway. So here it is. They are scheduled for this time. It has nothing to do with intimidation of Ukraine. Right there. It doesn't say anybody. Right here. Let's read this again. Tests of ICBMs occur on a regular basis. For example, a pop is scheduled between 12 at 5 a.m. Pacific time, May 21 from North Vandenberg. It has nothing to do with intimidation of Ukraine. Who said that? Who said that? It doesn't say who said that. Now this is the radius, how far they can go, depending on from where they are launched from. So definitely if they're launched here by Ukraine, they could definitely reach almost to Alaska, Vancouver, right there in Canada. Okay? And in the other side, everything is included, including Japan and Australians. Now, if it goes in the center right here, over Kazakhstan, then obviously there's going to be this one right here. It's going to get the entire Australia, and it's going to reach we're going to incorporate eastern United States of America. Now the other one, if it goes further to the, Mongolia, north of Mongolia, then obviously that's going to go far into Pacific Ocean, and that's not going to be it. Probably one of these two. All right, and let's go to this one. Where is that? Right here. Russia reportedly fails to launch intercontinental ballistic missile to intimidate Ukraine and NATO as planned. So fails. This is from today. And the information comes from Defense Express. So not from the Russians, nothing. I didn't read it in any Russian media outlet. The Defense Express media outlet, and I will show you who that is, has reported that Russia did not launch an RS-24 Yars intercontinental ballistic missile on the night of 19 of May, as warned by Defense Intelligence of Ukraine. So these guys said they will launch, nothing happened, and these guys say Russia did not launch, but they say fails to launch. Well, you fail if something is a given fact. I don't think that is a given fact that the Russians planned. Just because the Ukrainian Defense Intelligence claimed that, no. And then Defense Express are from where? Are from Ukraine. So thanks, but no thanks. Right here, UKR Defense News Gmail. So is a Ukrainian media outlet. So again, it's a Ukrainian only enterprise. Do I trust it? I need more evidence. Remember, in order to, in intelligence services, it used to be, I don't know how it's right now, but I think it's still valid. In order to communicate a piece of information and call it intelligence, it has to be verifiable, or reported by 3 independent sources, independent from one another, not by me, my wife, and my son. No, not like that. So, in this case, we have what? We have the Ukraine Defense Intelligence, and then you have a Ukrainian media outlet. You can say they're independent, I say they're not independent. Why? And they're on the same boat. I don't think the Defense Express will tell us the truth. Why? I don't know, I have a gut feeling. I need at least more sources. And the fact that I haven't heard anything from the Americans or anybody else in the West saying anything about it, but it's just the Russians want to do this, and when they don't do it, they failed. Maybe you lied? I'm just saying. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.